Hang in there, kitty cat. It's all going to work out. There's a reason for everything. You know what? God wouldn't put you through it unless he thought you could handle it, right? Just, you know what? You just got to have faith. You just got to have hope. It's all going to work out. Other people have it worse. What are some other ones? Yeah, that's toxic positivity, and it kind of needs to stop. Toxic positivity. What is it, you say? I kind of just explained it. Toxic positivity is basically pretending, ignoring, denial of the negative feelings that you may have or somebody else may have and putting on that happy face. You're putting on a happy dance, right? It's when you don't acknowledge somebody else's negative feelings or when something bad has happened and you take it and you try to be positive and your intent may be good, but instead you're just denying them, right? You're just denying them. I was kind of searching through my lovely phone here with my little unicorn thingamabobber, my pop socket thingy. Why do they call them pop sockets? That's stupid. Anyways, here it is. Toxic positivity is a feeling of acting happy or cheerful when you're really not. This is from scienceofpeople.com. It's the fake kind of happiness people say to you, just cheer up. It'll get better, don't worry, when something really bad happens to you. Toxic positivity you can experience from someone or give it to someone, and toxic positivity you can inflict on yourself. Both types of toxic positivity appear to be damaging, not swallow glass type damaging, but still pretty damaging nonetheless. And I can validate that. I've been through hell. Lots of trauma, kind of discussed it before, and everybody kept telling me, hang in there, kitty cat, it'll get better. Just ignore it. Just suck it up. Just deal with it. Just move forward. They didn't explain to me how. And instead of explaining to me how, they therefore ignore the problem, try to put on this toxic positive face for me, expect me to do the exact same by ignoring my feelings, and in turn, those feelings just build and build and build until they completely spew out and all hell breaks loose because, well, it did. Toxic positivity is damaging. You need to allow somebody to own in on their feelings. If your friend is having a bad day, be a good friend and listen. Watch our words very carefully. Don't say things to them like, well, God wouldn't put you through it if you couldn't handle it. There's a reason for everything. I will never forget one of my family members after I dealt with my abusive situation and then I got out myself, right, with my two kids. I was trying to find myself again. I was angry. I was dealing with a lot of emotions that I didn't understand, and instead of suggesting that I went and got trauma help, we ignored the problem. How, you say? God wouldn't put me through it if he didn't think I couldn't handle it. You basically just told me God did this, which God did not do this. A human being did this. A nasty human being did this. And instead of dealing with my feelings, I had to put on a happy face for my children. Therefore, I suppressed for years, and I never knew I had PTSD. I never knew I had complex PTSD. And therefore, it ultimately almost ruined my marriage. It had ruined relationships. I had gotten in some other bad, toxic relationships, as far as friendships with people that were just as bad with the positivity, telling me to pray about it, telling me to have hope, that things will get better. You're not acknowledging that what I went through was real. You're therefore making me ignore what I went through and the feelings that I'm going through. I'm not saying by any means that I need to dwell or that anybody needs to dwell in the negative. I'm just saying we need to acknowledge the negative. Why are we feeling like this? And process it and work through it. Processing is a huge part of overcoming trauma. It is a huge part of my healing. I will never fully overcome my trauma. Okay, but I know that it's going to get better at some point. It's going to get easier, a little easier each day, but it's still very hard. And when I'm having a bad day, I need to be allowed to have that bad day. I need to have somebody acknowledge that I'm having a bad day, and if I need to be left alone, leave me alone. If I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to talk about it. The one effect that toxic positivity, I think, has really had on me too is that everybody always expected me to be the wasabi person, is what they called me. I was always the happy person. I was the medium. I was the one that could make everybody happy. Meanwhile, I'm miserable. Meanwhile, I am dealing with so many emotions. And when I do break, And when all hell breaks loose, I'm looked at as the villain. And once again, they still continue to tell me to be positive. They don't understand, they don't acknowledge, or even look at the reason why I was acting the way I was acting. I was just a crazy person. And that hurts. So once again, my feelings were invalidated. And that's not okay. If you are having a bad day, if you are suffering from chronic depression, complex PTSD like myself, or any other mental illness, or you had something really bad happen to you that gave you negative feelings, it's okay to acknowledge that. Don't listen to those naysayers. I'm not saying you need to dwell on it. We need to get you help, right? Because I needed to get myself help. That's what needs to happen, is we need to be a proper support system. I'm not sitting here saying you can't be positive and uplifting, because there's a time and a place for that. That's where therapy comes in. That's where equine therapy has helped me. That is where meditation has helped me. But it's also helped me process. It's helped me acknowledge what I'm feeling. It's helped me validate what I'm feeling, but also understand that it's not okay to suppress my feelings, because I know what ultimately happens. It's called waking up in the middle of the night and having a nightmare and punching my husband by accident. It's called taking it out on my kids, or, again, having a negative effect during my dreams. It's going to spill out, and it's going to spill out somewhere. Please allow people to feel what they're feeling. Acknowledge it. Be a good friend. Don't tell somebody who just suffered a miscarriage that there's a reason for everything. That does nothing to help the person. Instead, be there and be an actually good friend. What can I do to help? What is it that you need? If you can't handle my trauma, please say so and back away now. If you can't handle somebody's negative moods, back away. I can't. I can't handle negativity sometimes because of what I've gone through. It doesn't mean I don't acknowledge that person, and I'm not saying toxic positive things to make them, to lie to them and make them feel better. I'm acknowledging it and saying, I'm here if I can be here. Just let me know what I can do, and I will do what I can. But I also acknowledge in myself that, you know what, this is bringing up some negative things, and I can't deal. And that's okay. It doesn't make you a bad friend. It just means you can't deal. You don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to help. We need to be okay with saying that. I don't know how to help. I wish I did. Toxic positivity needs to stop.